The centre imposed President's rule in Manipur after CM N Biren Singh's resignation and unsuccessful attempts to form an alternative government. The State Assembly remains in suspended animation, allowing for a future government formation if conditions permit. President Draupadi Murmu, citing a constitutional breakdown, invoked Rule 12 of the Government of India's Transaction of Business Rules 1961, enabling the PM to bypass cabinet approval in urgent situations. The proclamation will be placed before Parliament unless an alternative government emerges. The BJP leadership, though exploring successes, acknowledged the need for central rule to restore normalcy amid prolonged ethnic tensions since May 2023. BJP Northeast in charge, Sambit Patra, stated that the assembly could be revived when deemed appropriate by the president. It may also be mentioned that this would be the 11th time that the president's rule has been imposed in the state of Manipur, with the last time being June 2nd, 2021, which lasted for 276 days and ended on March 5, 2002. To discuss about this, we'll be joined by our correspondent from Manipur, Mubasir. Hello, Mubasir. Can you hear me?
Yes, of course.
Right, so Mubasir, could you tell us how has the political situation evolved in the past few months now that the president rule has been imposed in Manipur?
Well, I think the whole scenario has come to this pass because of the fact that, this opposition Congress are threatening to, call this no confidence motion in the assembly of the House. After that, we came to know that, many BJP MLAs are not going to support the end-balancing government. So, with the whole scenario for the end-balancing government to fly to Delhi twice, and after consultation with the Union Home Ministers and other Central High Command leaders, Mr. Biren decided to tender his resignation on 10th of this month. After Mr. Biren Singh tendered his resignation, the state was in, with no chief minister for 4 days. 4 days left. After that, the central government decided to impose this president rule yesterday evening. So far, there is positive response from the public and also from mostly from the, by and large positive response from the public and the political circle at the moment. However, we could not say how well the public will receive this imposition of president rule. Yes, absolutely.
Right, so Mubasir, this is, as mentioned, this is the 11th time that the president's rule has been imposed in Manipur. So how does the current situation compare in severity to the previous instances?
Yes, you mentioned in our report as well, a number of times president rule has been imposed in Manipur. However, the situation this time round is completely different from the earlier one. This time round, the president rule was imposed because of political compulsion, as well as because of the fact that, the law and order situation in the state during the course of last 1.5 years is we see a lot of violence and all form of ethnic violence, etc. in the state. After that, the opposition as well as many stakeholders are demanding imposition. Many observers, I must say, many observers are demanding imposition of president rule in the state for a long time. However, the central government, decided to continue with the end-balancing rule for this last time. However, after later on, the only recently, yesterday, the central government decided that, the president rule will be very good. I'm sure the central government have thoroughly, taken the pros and cons of imposition of president. Yes, after government.
So Mubasir, before the resignation of the Chief Minister of Manipur, N Biren Singh, and also this decision of now imposing the president's rule, were there any last-minute attempts by the state government to prevent this?
So far, there is not much, reaction from the political circle. We try to get reaction from the just now Congress is giving the reaction. Last night there was nobody was willing to give reaction to the president ruling position. However, by and large, it's a positive response from the public. And as far as legalities are concerned, we talked to this BJP president A. Sardar Gopal last night, and he said that it is only animated substantial. And the difference between animated substantial and president rule is that in animated substantial, the assembly is not dissolved and it can be released anytime. The government can, the federal government or the state government can decide to resume the assembly anytime. Yes, Arthur.
So Mubassir, you have mentioned a little bit, but then can you give us more details on what was the reaction of, or how has the reaction of the opposition and also the state government being when it comes to the president rule? Even in the previous days, were they up for it? Were they okay with having the president's rule there in Manipur when it comes to the opposition?
So far, only the CPI have given reaction yesterday, and they said the president rule should be immediately established and the popular government established. And as far as Congress is concerned, when said that popular government, popular government is not the federal government or the president. So that is the general observation given by both this political party. But everyone knows, the kind of lowest order system for last, it was understandable that federal government will take the decision at some point of time to impose this president rule. When we talk to different stakeholders, different politicians, civil society organizations, they somehow felt that, president rule, even the central government will decide to impose president. So people are expecting. If we say that it was an unexpected decision, then it will not be a right one. So people are expecting some kind of for a very long time. Yes, Atu.
So, Mubassir, can you also tell us more about how are the people of Manipur reacting to the decision, and how are different ethnic groups, Meitei, Kuki, Naga, etc., responding to the decision? And have there been any protests or demonstrations following the announcement?
Up to so far, Kuki communities are concerned. Kuki community leaders, politicians, and their civil society organizations are concerned. They have already, said that they are demanding imposition of president. So, the community is a welcome decision. But as far as Delhi is concerned, there are different students in Delhi. So we cannot say that the decision will be taken positive or negative. And so during the course of this 2 or 3 days time, everything will be final. Yes,
that there is a sense of relief among the citizens, or there are more uncertainty when it comes to this president rule, and what would come? Is there a sense of relief, or is there uncertainty more?
Yes. For last 4 days, there is a long drama in the state with the arrival of the Mr. Sambit Patra. He was negotiating with different MLAs while he in Hall Hotel, and he was meeting this governor, and then this meeting the outgoing chief minister and preventing time and again. So political drama continued for quite a long time, and there was uncertainty in the mind of people as well, whether this president will be imposed, or whether this animated suspension will be imposed, or whether a new chief minister will be chosen. However, ultimately, central government decided to take up the decision that the president rule will be the best option for Manipur. And I think people should give a chance to the people, and people should respect the decision taken by the central government, and hopefully everything will be fine as well. Yes, Atu.
Mubassir, Manipur is going to go for polls in the year 2027. So could you say that this move would impact the upcoming elections then?
At the moment, nobody is talking much about election in Manipur at the moment, because of the kind of situations that we have seen for last several months. People only wish for a resumption of normalcy, peace and normalcy. The violence being reported from different part of the state in the course of last few months. The violence was reported both from the valley area, from Hill district, even from Jiribam. So the people, the only wish people had at the moment is resumption of normalcy, peace and normalcy. So of course, when the time comes, both the major political party, Congress, as well as BJP, have their political consideration. There is no doubt about it. But at the moment, it's very difficult for politicians to go to the people and talk about politics at the moment. So politics is like the imposition of president rule is a well thought out decision, I think. Yes,
so you're saying the main priority and the main concern of the people there in Manipur is not about who will run the government next, but normalcy in the state. All right, then again, Mubasir, given the ongoing law and order situation, how is the security apparatus being handled there? Are there additional paramilitary forces being deployed to maintain the order there?
Well, up to the security apparatus, already, the large number almost 70,000 paramilitary forces are already stationed in Manipur, right from the beginning of the year or right from the middle of the last year. So there is already a huge amount of security in the state. Still, the question of the president rule, the security apparatus, particularly in the greater Imphal area, is very last night or the security arrangements around the Kangla, around the part and around Babukai, all form of the precaution has been made. The security apparatus solid and they get what could happen. Yes, I do.
And Mubasir, of course, we can't see what's to come, but then what can we expect in the coming weeks then here?
There are a lot of expectations. However, I think if people I think the central government will try to recover all the looted arms. A number of funding options might be perhaps taken up by the central government with the kind of security presence having at the moment form of security, and hopefully everything will be peaceful. Yes, Atu.
Right, I think that's about all. Thank you so much, Mubasir, for joining me today. Thank you so much for all the information and input. That was our correspondent from Manipur, Mubasir, talking to us regarding the president's rule being imposed in Manipur. He has given us the details about the situation there in Manipur and what led to the imposition of president rule. Now, again, let me, since the assembly there in Manipur is under suspended animation. When a legislative assembly is placed under suspended animation, it means that the assembly is temporarily inactive but not completely dissolved. In the case of Manipur, this happened because president's rule has been imposed in the state under Article 356 of the Indian Constitution. If the president is convinced that a state government cannot function according to the provisions of the Constitution, they can dismiss the state government and take over its administration. And now let me give the viewers key points of this. So, legislative assembly is not dissolved here. This means the assembly still legally exists, but it cannot function. That is, no sessions, no legislative work. Governor or the president will rule. That means that the state is administered directly by the governor on behalf of the president until normalcy is restored. Elections or restoration, the assembly can either be revived if conditions improve, or it may be dissolved completely, leading to fresh elections. This provision ensures that if governance in the state breaks down, central intervention can maintain law and order while keeping the option open for democratic restoration.